Hey guys, welcome back. Excited to be here today. I've got my friend Bria here. She's going to help us out today. I'm going to do a couple really quick things before we get started today. Some conditioning type of things, and I do know that not a lot of you guys have a bar at home, but like out in parks sometimes there's some exercise equipment you can go out and do. But I want to introduce TheraBand, a good way to get kids to do pull-ups that may not be strong enough to do it. So I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do at home. Bria's going to go ahead and grab the bar. She's going to put one hand on each side of the band, and I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to hold on to it. She's going to put her feet in the stirrups. 1, 2, and then I'm going to hold at the bottom so that it won't ever snap back up on her. She's going to go ahead and do a pull-up. 1, 2, let's go 3, let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. And then I'm going to hold this when I take them off. That way we won't have any bounce back, no risk of injury on that. So that's just some kind of conditioning that I want to kind of pop out there with you. That's really good for these kids when we're off out of being out of the gym. Sometimes you can maybe you got some bars in the garage or something that you can utilize. The other one I want to show you. Come on over here, Bria. Something really easy you can make at home called the TRX bands. A lot of people are using these for conditioning purposes. You can actually make these pretty easily. All you need to do is get some webbing from REI, carabiners, and then some handles that you can create. So you can probably create them pretty easily, and then you can knot them, or you can finish them off with a carabiner at the top. What we're going to show you today, though, is just kind of some stability information, or some stability. If you guys notice, I have a ball here, and I got 2 yoga mats here that's going to keep the ball from moving. So it's going to, and as you get more advanced, you can take those yoga mats away. But today we're just going to use this because I don't want anybody to get injured or anything like that. So Miss Bria's going to come in here. She's going to put her hands on the straps. I'm going to pull this mat underneath here a little bit. And then she's going to go ahead and put her feet up on the ball. And I'm going to hold the straps for some stability. Just give her a little more confidence while she's getting in there. So I'm just going to have her hold that. Okay? Get our core nice and tight and squeeze our bottom and our legs together. And the next thing I'm going to have her do to work on her rotator cuff is to take her hand and then do a little circle. Keep it small. Good. And then I'm going to do the other side. Good. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some pectoral muscles, and we're going to take the arm out and then bring it back. And then the same thing on your side. Keep it out and bring it back. So go ahead and come on down. So those are 2 quick things to add about conditioning for advanced gymnastics, things you can use. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, but I just kind of have been thinking about some things that you guys can do at home for some conditioning. This also is a fantastic way for boys. If they don't have rings, they can create this and do some ring stuff at home, so they can do tuck holds, pike hold, straddle hold. Okay? All right, so that was just something that I kind of wanted to point out for you guys today. Bria's going to help us with some advanced skills. We're going to go through our stretching again real quick and our jumps just to kind of keep you guys informed on what they are. So the very first jump, I'm going to have Bria come on over here. First jump she's going to do is a straight jump. So Miss Bria, will you do arms up and straight jumps all the way across the floor? Good. And then bring it back to safety. Perfect. Good. And then come on back. Back to safety. Good. All right, so this time we're going to do some tuck jumps. So she's going to do a tuck jump. So we want to make sure that we pull our knees up in front and not leave our knees back behind us when we jump. Go ahead, tuck jump. Good. And finish. And come on back. Good. So, and then Bria's going to add our straddle jump. So Bria, on this one, just do your straddle jump down. And then on the way back, we're going to do our tornado jumps coming back, okay? So go ahead, open, close, open, close, open, close. Very good job. So you guys can kind of see as we get more advanced, our skills get a little bit bigger and more impressive as far as what we're doing. So what we're going to do here on the way back is I wanted you guys to see a takeoff from the backside. But she's going to do a jump full turn, so our tornado jump. And remember, we're always going to bring it back to safety before we move on to the next one. Go ahead. Perfect. And then one more. Good job. All right. So those are our tornado jumps. Those are the 5 jumps that we've been working on, right? Straight, tuck, pike, straddle, tornado. Hey, that's 5. All right, good. So go ahead and sit down. We're going to do our stretching. We're going to go through our stretch here real quick. So we're going to start with a pike position, legs out in front of you. Good, arms up. Pull your belly into your spine and reach forward. So we're going to work on a nice tight quad in here. Toes pointed. Go ahead and put your hands on the mat on the side. See if we can reach a little bit further. Your palms are a little bit high off, so let's bring them back just a little bit. Good job. So, and then come on up. Pull your arms back up over the top. Pull your belly into your spine. Good, and then open up to straddle position. Perfect. I like how you turn right at the camera. That's perfect. Knees are up, quads are squeezed tight, toes are pointed, ankles are pointed because they're connected into the toes as well. And go ahead and reach forward. So I like to call that straddle position, or we can call it a pancake, and then arms up. Keep your belly pulled into your spine. Let's go over to our left leg. Perfect, and then arms up and go over to your right leg. Perfect, very good. All right, and then the next one we're gonna do, sorry if that swings right in front of you. We're gonna move over here, and then right here in the middle, and do your middle split for us. Actually, before we do that, let's face the camera. I'm gonna show a lead up thing for that. Go ahead and lay on your belly. So I like to call these froggies. Basically what we're gonna do is you're gonna bend this knee, boom, then you're gonna bend this knee, boom, good. And then you're just gonna lay there nice and easy, and then put your arms underneath your legs. And then that kind of helps us work on the hip flexor motion for our splits. So once we do that, we're gonna come out, and then she's gonna straighten her right leg out. Perfect. Good. Go ahead and lay down on your chest. Perfect. And that kind of works on the range of motion in the hip flexor. Good. And then bring that leg back. And then we're going to go ahead and straighten out the left leg. Perfect. Good. So I like to do that for a lead up into their splits. Now you can go ahead and do your middle split. So one of the things that I really like to do, real first, come back up for a second. We want to keep our belly pulled in and the hands. You want to make sure that the hips are directly over the knees. Knees are out in line with the toes. And then we hold that position for your belly up a little bit more into your spine. Good. And then go ahead and walk. Now you can go ahead and go down. Go down on your elbows. So I like to hold up first, then go to the elbows. And if they're all the way down in their middle split, then lay down on their bellies. So we're not all the way down, so we're not going to do that today. Perfect. Good job. And then come on out. Then we're going to do your left leg split. Boom. Good, nice job. Excellent. So Bria's got really good splits. She's working on a good toe point here. Nice tight quad. Okay, legs straight. Go ahead and put your chin up. She's pretty close to being down. Okay, she's not quite all the way down. We want to make sure this knee is rolled underneath us more. Good. And then hold. All right. And then come on out of there. And then go into the right leg split. Good. So what we kind of would do, I'm not going to do it today because we're working on keeping clean. But when they get all the way down, I would have them hold their arms up and press back in their shoulders once she's all the way down, but she's not quite all the way down. So I don't want to put too much pressure on it. What I would do is if we were not in this situation, I would actually hold her arms above her so that gives her some kind of support so she's not doing any kind of damage to her muscles or anything like that. Go ahead and come on out of that. Good. And then I'm going to have you face this way. Can you step back for me real quick? Off to the thing and move this out. Alright, good. And then here I'm going to have her lay on her back. We're going to work on our bridge and push up, just kind of a little more advancing of our bridge. Put that up there. And then hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come down and tuck and roll. So everything that I'm going to do here today is kind of going to lead up to some more advanced tumbling stuff with Bria. Go ahead and push up to a bridge again. And this time she's going to raise her leg up. One of the things I like to see here is a nice tight quad, good extension in the leg, toe pointed. And then keeping the shoulders pushed out, just like that. And then hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Very nice, Bria. Okay. So from that, once we remember, as we talked about it yesterday, once we can show that control, that's really good control that she has. we would lead into doing a back walkover. So what I'm going to actually have her do first is stand up and just do a back bend. So arms up. A couple things I want to point out real quick. When kids are going backwards on the back bend, they want to keep their arms straight. The minute they bend their arm, they're going to lose the skill. They're not going to be able to do the skill. Okay, so when we're going back, we want to have a continuous reach as we're going back into the skill. So go ahead and do your back bend. If you see that, she has a continuous reach as she's stretching back into her back bend. Go ahead and come up, come down. Oh, nice job. Turn sideways. I want people to see it from the side. Okay, do the same thing. Arms up, reach backwards. Nice job. And then go ahead and lift your leg up for just a bit over. Pump the toe nice and tight, and push your shoulders out a little bit more. Yes, very good. Excellent, Priya. Come on down. So I'm going to show you now what happens with a bad reach into a back bend. So come on up. I'm going to face the same direction. So a really good way to do this, go ahead and put your arms up. So I'm just going to grab her shirt here. And I want you to reach backwards, but bend your arms as you go backwards. Okay, now she's out of control, and she's speeding back too quick. So we want to make sure that the arms are straight when we go back. All right, good job. All right, and then we're going to go into our back walkover here. Bria's going to face the camera. She's going to put her arms up, stretch her arms nice and tall. Leg's going to come up. We're going to work on a 45-degree angle here with the leg. Squeeze the quad, toe pointed. As she's going backwards, she's going to continuously lift the leg up as she goes. She gets a good kick over. Go ahead and do that again by yourself. This time, don't do it with the hips. Hold the leg up and then open the shoulders. Good job. That was really good. All right. So that's a little more advancing on our back walkover. The next thing that I wanted to lead into on that, from that, is things that you can do with that, so that kind of help kids do connections for round-off back handsprings and things like that. So Bria, can you go up on that mat for me there? And I want you to start at the far end of it, all the way back by the track. Perfect. Turn around this way. And what we're going to have her do is she's going to do a lunge. Show me a good strong lunge. So remember, what I like to see is a good straight line here. Bent knee, back leg straight, core pulled in and activated. And go ahead and do a cartwheel to the letter Y off that mat. Cartwheel and then letter Y. So then she gets into a letter Y. And a good lead up skill from that right there after that is to go into back bend. So arms up and do a back bend. Okay? And then come on down. Alright? And then we just taught the kids the philosophy of connecting a round-out back handspring without even having that much room to do it. We got a mat that we, elevated surface that we come off of, and then our 6x10 mat down here. So let's do one more of those, and this time we're going to add it with a back handspring. So you're going to do your cartwheel step together, finishing the letter Y. Okay? The lunge, cartwheel, step together, and go. Perfect. And then finish that out nice and strong. Good. So I want to do, real quick, I want to turn the mat sideways because I'm going to have them show a side view of you doing your back handspring. Would you like to do this by yourself, or do you want me to stand there? Yep, I can stand there. So go ahead and start right about there on the blue. So what I'm going to do, don't go yet. So what I'm going to do is, as she gets more advanced, I'm going to kind of pull myself away, but I'm still going to be there in case she needs it. So I'm just going to kind of stand there, lower back, I give them confidence that we're going, and go ahead. And then I just kind of do a quick action with my hands. Go ahead and do that one more time. Back. And then that teaches their body position what they need to do and make corrections when they're doing the skill. All right? So, all right, we're going to put that back real quick. So the next thing that I wanted to put together is something that you guys can do at home for working round-off back handsprings. So at home, you have a couch. So make sure you check with your parents before you do it, make sure it's okay. But we're going to pretend that this is a couch, okay? Of course, it would be a little bit higher. The arms would probably be about here, and then the back of the couch would be here. But Bria's going to show us a little trick. Come on out here. And she's going to do a lunge, cartwheel, step to the letter Y. So basically just what we just did. Make sure you're in line with that red mat. Perfect. Good lunge, cartwheel, step together. And what I'm going to do as a spotter, okay, is I'm going to illustrate to you guys how she would work on jumping backwards into a couch. 1, 2, 3, jump. Boom. So let's pretend that that's the couch. Okay, what she's going to do is she's going to land, go ahead and arms up, lean backwards. She's going to land on her back on the couch. And then you guys have just created, good job, you can go ahead and stand back up, a fairly safe way to do a cartwheel step through to a jump backwards for a back handspring. So you got some stuff that you can be doing with the kids at home to kind of lead up to that. I'm gonna have her show that one more time. We're gonna go cartwheel, step together, perfect, and then jump, nice and flat. So, and then I'll bring her feet down, stay strong, and lay down. Okay, and then that's how she would land on the couch. She'd wanna make sure that she lands on her back on her couch. Doesn't wanna put her head backwards because that can create injury. So make sure that her head is in and nice and strong. All right, come on up. So the other thing that I wanted to work on today with Bria is doing back tucks. So she's gonna stand on that mat. Bria almost has it by herself. She's pretty close to it. So I'm gonna show you two spots basically today, just to kind of give you some ideas of what to do. I'll explain it first, then I'm gonna have her do it. So basically what I do as a spotter is I put my hand on her lower back, don't go yet. And then she jumps, I'm gonna push her hips up, and then I'm gonna bring her over. I'm gonna bump her legs to speed and create speed. And I'm gonna grab her hips and put her back down on the ground. So you ready to do this? All right, so ready? 1, 2, 3, go. And then I catch her and put her down back in place. Go ahead and do that one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. One of the things that Bria's doing that will correct this as we go is when she's coming off the mat, her chest has a tendency to pull out. So that's kind of kicking her backwards. What we want to work on, okay, is when we jump up, we want to keep our arms chest up over our toes and try and reach taller on our reach. Okay, you want to try and add that correction and see if we can make that better? Very good. She made that correction like she's a genius, so that's awesome. Very good job on that. So that's a big part of gymnastics, is being able to make corrections, listening, following directions, knowing what's being asked of you, communication, things like that. But I want to do a big shout out and a thank you to Bria today for coming out here and helping us out today. She did an excellent job. I hope that you guys can use this stuff at home. Keep it going. I just wanted to also let you know that before we started, we did do our halt. We sprayed down all the equipment. We sanitized our hands. I had permission with the parent to be able to spot her a little bit today. But other than that, stay safe, be healthy. We'll see you guys at TBK soon, all right? You guys have a great day. Thank you.